I'm Coach K, the head coach of men's soccer at Penn State Harrisburg, and I've brought along with me for this week's episode Oscar Cartagena, our senior captain and my first 4-year player at Harrisburg.
My name is Oscar Cartagena. I'm from Miami, Florida. I was recruited by Coach K. I was very fortunate being the first ever recruit he had at Penn State Harrisburg, so it was a true honor. And I'm a communications major and I'm a midfielder.
Starting off with Hartwick, we kind of had a feeling that they'd play a little bit more defensive, and they did. I mean, John had them really organized. He's a good coach, and they were very defensive-minded against us, kind of played with the low line, so that created a little bit of a problem. We hadn't seen that so much. Moravian did a bit of that, a little bit lower line of confrontation, got 2 blocks of 4 behind the ball, so we were a little bit similar, but they really kind of stayed deep, made us move the ball quite a bit and looked to break them down. It took us quite a while, and to be honest, the goal was probably our best footballing goal this year. I mean, it was a great 5-pass sequence combination, and last player got in and had a nice finish. So, I was happy overall. I felt like we could have scored a few more goals, but defensively we held solid. We offered very little opportunity for them. Then going into Onion, as you mentioned, I mean, I wasn't surprised. Before the poll came out at the end of the match, I told the guys, so this is a team that's one of the best 4 teams in the country without a doubt. I said they're probably going to be a Final Four team. This is one team you have to go through if you want to be successful in the NCAA tournament, and they're as good as advertised. I thought, the first half, I thought we had a good game plan, and we had one breakdown, literally gave an All-American one opportunity, and he made good on it. And it wasn't even a great angle, it wasn't a great ball, and he had a great finish. And the second half, we had a couple injuries, and lost a couple players that I thought were key, and we didn't play well. I mean, we made too many mistakes, and they capitalized. They're a team that's going to punish you, but I felt like throughout the game, it wasn't one of those matches that was like we got outshot 35-0. I thought we created a few moments. We had a couple chances, and defensively though, we need to tighten up. Like we had a couple too many lapses and misjudgments. I felt like 2 of the goals were our mistakes, and we needed to be better in those moments. And 2 were just, they were good. They had some very good players. They'll have All-Americans on that team, and they're probably the favorite to win their conference, which is strong. So, I don't think it was a terrible thing for us. It was a learning experience. It was a moment, I think, an opportunity for growth. And, and I challenged the guys quite a bit since that moment to respond. And I thought yesterday, we came out, we felt like we had a little bit more depth and fitness than they did. And I think that showed in the second half. Like I thought we persevered through the first half. It wasn't a great start for us, but I thought the second half we played well, and it was. I think right now we're at 10 goals, and we've had 9 different goal scorers. And this guy here, he hit a banger at the end, which was great. So I thought it was a bit uplifting, and sent us on into conference play on the right foot.
Overall, I would say coming into the game yesterday against Brandywine, it was a game that we had to respond when we unfortunately lost against Oneonta, and we had to respond with character because the following match is going to be our first conference match. And then coming into the end of the first half, when we all got together, I spoke to the guys and I said, guys, the juniors who are here, you're no longer freshmen. People got to step up. Somebody's got to lead this group on the field and do something, because we all know that we should be able to beat Brandywine. And the moment Coach K put in the subs, I think everyone realized that we deserve to be on the pitch and help this team. And honestly, when it came to me in my goal, I was very happy about the goal, but it was one of those plays that Coach K drew up. And I remember just out of the 4 years, Coach K always said to run down in the back, make sure your hips are angled perfectly to just have a perfect shot. And it was just in the heat of the moment. And the moment I shot and I scored, and personally I didn't think it was such an amazing goal. I just thought a goal was a goal. But everyone was extremely happy and enthusiastic over that, because I think they all understood my frustration and struggle for wanting to help the team, wanting to do that. And I just burst into tears because it's it's been a long 4 years, and I've just been pushing to want to get better, but most importantly, help any way I can. And it was a memory I'm going to cherish forever, especially since it was just a fifth goal. So I was surprised. I had guys who transferred out of this school last year, called me to congratulate me, so I could realize it was just as important for the team as for those who left the program. So I was very, very happy about it. If I'm honest right now, I'm a senior, and I've never thought I'd reach the potential of being the soccer player I am today without Coach K. As he said, he's not here to be your friend, he's here to make you the best footballer possible. And I honestly thank him for that, because I've gone through a lot of adversity, and this adversity has made me a better player. And being a captain, I was really honored to be voted by my teammates. That means that they respect me and that they really understand when I'm trying to lead. It can be a struggle at times, being on the bench. I'm trying to find any way possible to lead and motivate the guys. Overall, it's been insane. My freshman year, I was that one little freshman that everyone just looked to as the small little brother, but now I'm up there and everyone's looking to me as maybe for an answer, and it can be difficult because I'm placed in a position that I never was in, not even in high school. So it's a challenge that I'm trying my best to overcome in the best way possible.
He's done a great job as a leader. I mean, Oscar is, I think, ideal to what we stand for in terms of Penn State, our core values and who we are, to our athletic department, to our program specifically. I mean, he's a role model, student, citizen, student athlete. You're obviously getting to experience that a little bit now in sports information, but he's a great representative of our program, of our institution, and the university as a whole. So, I mean, we're pleased. I'm more than happy with the great job he's done so far leading the program this year. And, you know, I don't think in my 18 years collegiately I've seen a team get more excited and happier for a fifth goal than yesterday. And I thought that really spoke to the appreciation that the team has for Oscar. I mean, and it's not even just the team. I mean, you know, afterwards, our athletic director, Sean, texted me and said, man, that was great to see that moment for Oscar. I think maybe one of you two might have commented on that, and all the way through our support staff. One of the administrators mentioned it to me, and I just think one of the other coaches today, first thing in the morning, I was in at 7 workout, like, hey, it's awesome that Oscar got a goal. So I mean, it was a great moment, I think, and I've shared with the team. I feel that the two greatest commodities that we have in life are time and our memories and experiences, and that's something that I shared with the team post game, that everyone's going to remember the time that Oscar had that goal. Well, I think you mentioned early on we had our first 5 matches, we didn't have a match that we weren't down minimally 3 starters and 1 or 2 bench players, and we didn't finish a game with the group that we started with. So we're finally, in our goal, I think after our second match and third match, I talked to the staff and the team. I said, at this point our goal is September 14th, to have everybody healthy, have everybody ready to go and in full strength. So that's been our goal now for a couple of weeks. And as you said, we're inching our way there. There's still a long way to go. We got a lot of growth, a lot of room. Our choreography, our chemistry, our connectivity has got to get better. But I think that will come with time. And today I thought we had a good session. I thought the guys were improving throughout, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have another one and we'll get prepared for Penn College, who they're a team that's been, I think, to the NEAC semifinals 2 or 3 years in a row. So they've been a top 4 playoff team, and they're going to come in and battle and fight. We're the new kids on the block, so we're going to have to be prepared for that. And I think our guys will be up and we'll be ready. And we're excited though to get guys back. And as you mentioned, the big thing is, it's an unselfish group. Sometimes a team depends on one player, and if that player doesn't show up and score, it could be a long day for the team as a whole, and that's a lot to wear the weight of the team on one man's shoulders. So I feel here it's dispersed well, and I think it makes you harder to defend, because I'm not even sure where the goal is going to come from or who. And to be honest with you, Tom, I think that later in the season, you're going to see other guys that may have played minimally come up and score a huge goal. I think that's the type of team we had. I think there's going to be guys that may go. I mean, Ahmed yesterday, you look at yesterday, our first three, I think we had Ahmed get his first collegiate goal. We had Jordan get his first collegiate goal. We had Oscar get his first collegiate goal. And two of which, being freshmen, first three goals are scored by freshmen. And I just think it could be, there's guys still that have played minimally that are going to come up and score a big goal in a big game. I already see it.
Honestly, I feel like this year the team has not felt like we can't win a game. I feel like every game we've played, we felt like we will win. And I think throughout this whole weekend and the game yesterday, we've had that growth mindset that yes, we can do this. And after a big win yesterday, coming into this new conference, we have this energy of wanting to win. And I feel like there's this misconception of how the NEAC is a low-level conference. However, I would disagree with that. Coach K has said it is possibly the best category for sports and men's soccer. So it is going to be a battle, and we have to respect every opponent, just like when we were in the CACs. Because in the CACs it was a dog battle, but now we're the new kids on the block, and I'm sure every team is expecting us to try to do the best we can. And going in this Saturday, we're ready. I feel like we're ready, but there's a lot to go and a lot to learn.
If you look at the NEAC as a whole, top to bottom, I mean, Abington, I don't think they've lost a game now for 2 years straight, but traditionally like Casanova, I think last year finished near the bottom. And they're already off to 3 or 4-0 starts, scoring a ton of goals. They've got some very good additions to their squad. SUNY Poly's got a kid, I think, that's already had 5 or 6 goals. And, they're well-coached teams. Like, you're talking guys, 3 or 4 of these guys were Division I stars, professional players that are now coaching the NEAC. And for me, in my opinion, I think the strongest sport the NEAC offers is men's soccer. When you look at the parity in the league, top to bottom, when you look at what they're out of conference they're doing so far. And then I think the other the telling tape for me is, what does your top end do? And in multiple sports in the NEAC, a lot of them, they get to national tournament and they don't have much success. Where Morrisville's won in the national tournament in men's soccer, SUNY Poly has, Abington's played some tough ones. They might have gotten one, I think, a year ago. Berks has won a couple in women's soccer. So I think soccer, it's a little different in the NEAC, and I think, to be honest, I think it's going to be real interesting because the league right now, it looks like it's anybody. I think that almost anybody can beat anybody on a given day, and there's going to be a lot of parity, a lot of close results, I think, and we just have to take it one match at a time, trying to keep our head above water. My always last thing is I just got to say to my kids, Justice, Aaliyah, Amelia Rose, I know you guys are watching. I love you, and thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.